Ruby. Tell mom what's up there. Tell her I said pronto. We're here right back. That's right, baby. I'll walk in as well. Clap it up. All right, Shalom, Israel, Yashala, with Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. I'm Priest and Officer 5000, Kasar. This is the Thursday Scripture Breakdown for ISUPK Northern California. If you have any questions online, go ahead and type them in the chat. If you have any questions in the room, let's go ahead and get to it. Wait a few seconds, see if we get any questions online. All right. Let's go into tonight's topic. Let me get the book of John, chapter 15 and verse 8.
John out one time.
We're going to talk about the difference between being a Christian and being a disciple of Christ. Right.
This is the book of John, chapter 15, verse 8. Herein is my Father glorified, that ye bear much fruit, so shall ye be my disciples.
Right. So one more time.
One time. This is the book of John, chapter 15, verse 8. Herein is my Father glorified. Is my Father glorified?
Right. Here's how the Lord is going to be glorified. This is how our Father is going to be glorified. This is how he's going to be lifted up in the eyes of men. Go ahead.
That ye bear much fruit.
That you do what?
Bear much fruit.
Right. Once again, this is always Christ, Yahweh Shai, using examples to explain to the people at the time. We were farmers, dealing with planting seeds. Shout out to Officer Tazabah and his rib as well. They gave me a bell pepper, trying to grow my bell pepper at the house. I was out doing a delivery this morning. I came across someone's home. They had a red chili pepper, but it was a sweet one. I took a bite of it. It's pretty wild. I wonder if I could take some of them seeds out of it and plant it and get something. You know what I mean? Maybe put it between some wet napkins and start sprouting and grow some of those sweet peppers like that. But that's what the Lord wants us to do with the truth. He wants to plant the seeds of this truth and this knowledge and grow it. That's what we got to do. We got to make sure it grows. So read it again from the middle.
That ye bear much fruit.
Right.
So shall ye be my disciples.
Right. That's how you know you're a disciple of Christ. He didn't call his men Christians. He called his followers disciples. Anybody can just be a regular follower, Christian. That's what they say. They say they're Christians. They follow Christ, but do they actually follow Christ? La. And we know by their actions and the things that they do, the things that they teach. They don't teach anything that Christ taught. Keep going.
Verse 9. As the Father hath loved me, so have I loved you.
Right. The same way the Lord has loved Christ is the same way he has love for us. In the same way Christ had love for us, is how we should have love for our brothers and sisters. Keep going.
Continue ye in my love.
Do what?
Continue ye in my love.
All right. Read verse 10.
Verse 10. If ye commandments, ye shall abide in my love.
Wait, hold on. It says if you just go to church once a week, then you love Christ. You love the Lord. If you got the biggest hat or the strongest cologne or the nicest Steve Harvey suit, then that's how you know you're a good Christian. Is that what it says?
No, sir. If ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love.
Right. So read verse 9 one more time. We're going to put it all together, tie this together.
Verse 9.
We in John chapter 15 and verse 9.
The book of John, chapter 15, verse 9. As the Father hath loved me,
right,
so have I loved you.
Right. And if the Father loved Yahushua, we also know that Yahushua loved the Father. And how did he love the Father? By obeying him, by keeping his commandments. All right? Keep going.
Verse 10. If ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love.
Right.
Even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abided in his love.
Right. So how can you be someone's friend and don't keep their commandments? Like, imagine you going to a brother's home and you staying with the person. He's saying, you know what, I need you to come in about this time. All right, this time between these hours and so, don't come to this part of the house, you know, or Rib, she might be getting dressed or ready for work, whatever. You know what I mean? A good friend would obey those commandments, keep those commandments. But somebody that's not a friend would not give a care. And if you're not a friend, then what are you? Good. What's that? Go ahead, tell them. Most High Christ. You an enemy. You see how quick and easy it is? You know what I mean? Christ is saying, if you're my friend, you are going to keep my commandments. If not, then you an enemy. You are out. All right, keep going.
Verse 11. These things have I spoken unto you, that my joy might remain in you, and that your joy might be full. Verse 12. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you.
Right, here it goes again. You know, this is his commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. And this is hold on. Let's make sure. But Salakia, I know it's a where it says that this is how you will know you are followers of me if you have love for one another. That's the brotherhood. That's how you identify a follower or a disciple of Christ. It's the brotherhood that we have one for another. It doesn't say who has the most precepts. It doesn't say who can speak 5 different languages, break down eisegesis, exegesis, all those things they be talking about with vocab Malone and fake Israelites. They know all the different this and all the different that. And people follow them because they sound intelligent, they sound smart, they sound wise, they sound like they know all these scriptures, but none of them have breakdowns for brotherhood. None of them teach about brotherhood because they don't have it. They don't do the things that Christ taught because Christ told everyone to come together. He didn't tell us to do our own thing and be separate. So they can't push brotherhood because for them to push brotherhood would show and shine a light on the fact that they don't have brotherhood because they left the home of the truth. Because they left their brothers, they left their sisters. How can you continue in something where you're supposed to be together when you're not? Let's hold where we at. Let's go to Ephesians 4:4. You know what I mean? We're gonna come back to John. yeah, this is the thing, especially when it comes to these fake Israelite groups that, especially with the purple cats, man. These purple cats is running around saying that if you leave them, you left the truth. So y'all know that Nasty Nate was in the ISUPK at one point in time. He left the UPK, went to the House of David, left the House of David, went to something called 12 Tribes, left 12 Tribes, then started IUIC. So you were in 3 or 4 different Israelite groups, but the one that has to be the truth is the one that you're in charge of. Is that a coincidence? You know what I mean? Like, look, you finally found the truth now that you're in charge of it. Now that you got a picture of Yahweh Shai that looks like you painted sexy Jesus in your image. Now you are in the truth. And if you leave him, you left the truth. But all the other times, nigga, you left something, you didn't leave the truth. You know what I mean? Because he done made himself to be Christ in his mind. Have y'all seen, I hear y'all laugh, have y'all seen that picture? Y'all know what I'm talking about, yeah. Jeremiah Hyman coined that term. I didn't know what he was talking about because I seen that picture before a lot of times. I never paid attention to that. I seen it after he said it, man. Jesus is showing cleavage out here, man. They Jesus. What I don't know what image they. That's how you know it's an LGBT organization.
That's right.
That was on your mind when you said, he need more oil and he need more pec muscle showing. Boy, is it? Like, exactly. You know what I mean? It looked like, I don't know what it looked like. It looked suspect to me. It looked out of order. It looked not One West. You know what I mean? That's what it looked like. It's not something, it looked like something a sister would make. If a sister didn't make it, what was going on in that brother's head? You know, he was, yeah, pause, select. But let's go ahead and get Ephesians 4:4 real quick.
God. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 4.
Read verse 3.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 3. Endeavoring.
Right.
Endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit.
That we keep the what?
The unity of the Spirit.
Right. It's supposed to be unity in the truth. It's supposed to be united. It's not supposed to be separation. That's what we're fighting for. We're fighting to keep the unity. Like the other one was bringing out the other day, saying that you got an issue with somebody, go in and be aggressive about it and get it resolved. Don't let it build up. Don't let it grow, because what is that's allowing you to let it slide or to let it fester and grow? If you have an issue with someone but you're not resolving it, who do you think wants it to go that way? That's the sisters. What?
Can you repeat the question?
Right. So let's say there's an issue, right? You have it with someone, but instead of going and resolving the issue, you either letting it slide, but it's still bothering you, and then something else happens again, and it just gets bigger. You don't resolve it. Who wants that result? What?
Your question?
Ooh-wee. That's a good answer. That's not the one I wanted, but it's on the same line as the correct answer, so it's not wrong. The oppressor definitely wants that. So I want to, you know what I mean, for the YouTube, you know what I mean? Y'all know who we're talking about. The Caucasian, the pink people. They do not want us to be united. They want us to fight each other. That's how it is within relationships, whatever level it is. Male, female, the young, the old, the light, the dark, the big, the skinny. Who else? They have everything they want. East and West Coast, North versus down South. All that's in the Willow newspaper. They say they want to put division amongst us because we have never focused on them. And they benefit off of it. So That's definitely it right there. But in the spiritual level, who else wants us to be divided? Go ahead.
The people that are still in the world are not, that don't believe this, are not trying to live or believe the same way that we do within the ICUK.
Okay, I kind of see what you're saying. That's correct. So it's on the lines. But I said in a spiritual way. Go ahead, Sister Mary. Right. Demons. You know what I mean? That's a demon that's on you. You know what I mean? It'll get ill. You know what I mean? That's a demon on you that's wanting you to not gain your brother, gain your sister back, gain your rib, gain your husband back. That's a demon that wants to keep you separated. And it's so promoted in society, it's obvious. It's like we so simple and dumb in the world, we don't even see that women out here, they online, their whole objective is to talk about how they hate men. You know what I'm saying? Like the rap music these sisters are making today is all hatred towards men. And it's like you would be hard pressed to find a song about a woman saying that she loves a man. I haven't heard one recently. Now maybe some underground artists, you know what I mean? It's always people that make good music someplace, but I ain't heard none of these new famous popping women even make a song that's saying they love a man and vice versa. And it's been going on for years. So like Captain Zari always says, the black woman has stayed down with the black man way longer than the black man has stayed down with her. So don't think we just go against the sisters, man. We are honorable judges in the UPK. The brothers have been leaving black women. I saw somebody on Facebook today say that I'm in Thailand, got a little Asian woman next to him. I don't deal with black women because they this and they that. You know what I mean? I see you said I'm gonna get to you. You know what I mean? I don't deal with them and all that because they got this and they got all that. Nigga, you got all of this and you got all that. You came out of slavery just like her. You got issues too. How about y'all come together and fix those issues instead of pointing the finger at each other?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And so brothers and left black women for heathens, white women, Asian women, East Indian women, whatever type of other thing than their own flesh and blood. They kinsmen according to the flesh. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Go ahead.
I seen a video on TikTok the other day with this guy was black dude was
Right.
talking about how he don't like black women and he's for the snowflakes.
Okay, damn. I thought it was the same video. It's not the same video. It's somebody else saying the same thing. Huh? What else he said?
No, that was pretty much
Mhm.
it. If it's not a white girl or somebody who's fair skinned, then he's not attracted to it. But
Right.
you came from a black woman,
Mm-hmm.
so what's wrong with a black woman being your wife,
Right.
bearing your kids?
Right. That's called self-hatred. I see you too, sis. That's called self-hatred. That's called being weak. You know what I mean? Instead of stepping up the plate, yeah, she got this mouth, yeah, she got this attitude, whatever. You should understand, for one, why she's angry at the world, why she's mad. You should be mad too. You should be angry just along with her. Instead of y'all being angry at each other, how about y'all change and put that anger towards your oppressor that puts y'all in this situation? You instead of saying, "Oh man, she a monster, she a dragon, she this and that," you more mad at her than the devil that made her this way, that taught her how to be like this. How about you go fight him? How about you go torment him? How about you take that anger instead of socking her in the head? Go hit them in the face with the truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Go fight back. Go gain more brothers. Go and teach. Have some mercy. Have some goddamn mercy for your people. And be a man. Stand up. You know what I mean? Stand on something. Be about something. Don't just sit there and say, "Oh, I'm gonna go give me Susie because she a pushover. She gonna do whatever I say." And a lot of these cats is going to find out, just like you sisters gonna go find out, that the oppressor is the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
You're gonna leave that sister and go and get with Susie and find out Susie is a goddamn demon.
Right.
She may be all nice and submissive. That's how the Get Out movie started. That's how y'all don't y'all understand that? She was the perfect woman. in his mind, Salaki. Oh damn, the incense might be kidding me. Salaki, yeah, it's just probably blowing this way. Yeah, that's one in Christ. But the water. But yeah, man, that's how all the horror movies start out. People don't come and harm you by openly being evil and aggressive. They come and harm you being sneaky. That's why they say the oppressor is the serpent. You know what I mean?
Right.
Go ahead. The crafty
If I
serpent.
may, sir, one thing I can bring up, touching on what sis just was saying,
Right.
Daniel Caesar, he's a
Mhm.
musical artist. And he
Okay,
makes all
yeah.
R&B music for all the African American and Black people.
Right.
So come to find out, he doesn't like Black women.
And
He said that actually in the statement. And if you look at his music videos, it's all, excuse me,
Mhm.
the oppressor women.
yeah.
In all his videos, he does not like Black women.
Okay.
But he comes from Black women and a Black man.
Right.
So you got to be careful even with the music that you listen to.
Right.
Because you might be listening to Daniel Caesar and his music is good, but
Right.
what he stands for is demonic, it's evil.
Right. Nah, that's true. That's definitely true. I saw something about him. I didn't know the backstory of how he was apologizing, right? Recently. That's what I saw. I didn't know. I didn't really click and go and look in to see. 'Cause I'm not too familiar with his music or anything like that. I might have heard one of his songs once or twice, but go ahead.
If I may, that's the brother who sings "Don't You Say When I," right?
Kind of, he made that song with her,
Hmm.
the best. Or the sweetest thing, whatever it's called.
Oh, the sweet, you know that song.
I know one of his songs. I know my red probably. I'm not ringing a bell. I'm gonna have to hear it though. I might know it. It's just a big song though, right? Hell no, I'm out the loop. I for sure don't know that one. It's in the video or that's in real life? Oh, I'm out the loop. I gotta get on this. Oh, wait.
They grew up.
I gotta go back and see. Y'all gonna have to refresh me after this. I damn near want to look it up right now. We're gonna shift to a whole nother topic. But the brother is destroyed, and that's one thing. Like we said, we will say Black women is high in getting abortions. Brothers is high in leaving Black women. We all got our issues. We all got our faults. Some is worse in this area, some is worse in that area. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we can't sit here and fight each other because that's what the oppressor wants. And that's what he thrives off of. They pay you millions of dollars to make songs about sliding on your house. They give you millions and billions of dollars invested into feeding into the war of each other. But they will never pay or invest in us coming together. And then they'll tell you this lie right here. The people don't want to hear it. Y'all heard that one before? You go ask an artist that's doing drill music like Lil Durk or 21 Savage. He came out, he said, I don't want to make this type of music about killing her. He said, stop the violence. Then everybody said, nigga, every song you have is about violence. How are you going to tell us to stop? You sound like a hypocrite, which in a lot of ways he is. But why? Okay, now, you know, I'm going to get back on my questions. Why does he continue to make music about violence, even though he doesn't want to, or he knows it's wrong? It might be these glasses too. They fogged up a little bit easier. Switch up. Go ahead, sis.
If I may, sir, because he's about getting money. So whatever can make him money, if it destroys the community, if it destroys his people,
Right.
as long as he's getting that check, it doesn't even matter.
Right. What if he, and that was correct, you know what I mean? What if he, go ahead. Go ahead.
If I may, sir,
Mhm.
I think I know you going.
Mhm.
It's the oppressor as to why he's making this music. Because you don't see brothers getting big record deals
Right.
that make peaceful music like Natazar,
Right.
you know, and Captain Nakai,
Right.
and all the captains and brothers that make music in the school. That should be pushed.
Right.
But because they're not talking about killing each other and keeping their people down with it, they're not getting recognition. So
Get a brother in, get a sister in, and give all the brothers in UPK that's making good music a hand as well. And also to add on to what both of y'all are saying is, they'll tell you this lie. I'm sure y'all heard it before. If I change and make this other music, the people don't want to hear that type of music. You know what I mean? And they feel like they're not going to sell any records because the people won't want to hear something positive. If you get on the song saying, let's come together, let's stop killing each other, you want to hear a song saying, slide on the house. And damn, this just came to me. Because half of it is right. Because you damn near don't want to go work out and listen to somebody talking about, let's come together. You know what I mean? You want to go to war when you working out. So it's a time and a place for everything. So that part is right. They tap into something that is right, but what is wrong about it? Let's see if somebody get it. This is keeping it one West. Go ahead.
The influence that it has on people in a negative way. Like if you're not working out, a lot of people like listening to music like that when they want to get hyped up to do something negative and wrong to somebody else, harm somebody.
I know. Yeah, I hear you, but that's not what I'm asking. I'm saying they are right that we do need to hear music about sliding on the house. Go ahead.
So like I mean, it's more of supposed to be music talking about the people outside of Israel.
Yeah, I'm right.
Not necessarily talking about the person who looks like you. If you look in the mirror, you can't tell me.
We need to make music about sliding on the real ops.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The real ops, the oppressor. That's what ops. That's what it's gonna be. Right. The ops is the oppressor. Can we get that on the shirt? You know what I'm saying? My ops is the oppressor. My ops is not. We're gonna have to figure out a way to word it. You know what I'm saying? The ops is not your brother. The ops is your oppressor. That's what we say. When we say the ops, we're talking about the oppressor.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so that warrior spirit shouldn't be geared towards your brother. It should be geared towards your oppressor. But now, the songs that we should make about coming together and being, you know what I'm saying, peaceful with each other, that's a lie as well, because people do want to hear that. People do want to listen to that. And you don't have to give the people always what they want to hear either. Now, that is a wise quote I heard. You know what I'm saying? A broken clock is right 2 times a day. I think it was Bob Marley said it before. But he said, because they asked him the same thing, he said, you don't make music that it seems like everybody wants to hear. You talking about all this stuff. He said, I don't make music for things that people want to hear. I make music for things that people need to hear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what you need to be focused on. Don't worry about if they want to hear it or not. My kids don't want to eat broccoli, but they're going to eat it because they need to eat it. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't just give them. Imagine if we went out on the streets for camp and changed our breakdowns because the people don't want to hear the truth, and they would never have it. You got to give them what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. So a lot of people need to take that stand in the music industry, and believe it or not, in the long run, they will end up selling more because the oppressor is putting so much money behind it. You're gonna like this song, and you think that's what everybody likes, and so everybody likes it. You know what I mean? But if they put money behind it and wanted you to like good songs, then that's what you will like too, because people gonna naturally follow. They brainwash you. Everybody got a song they hate, but they know the lyrics too, because they pump it on the radio every 5 goddamn minutes, man. You end up singing it yourself. You're like, man, I hate this song, but you singing it because they didn't push it on you. So imagine they was pushing songs on the radio, invested in artists, everybody, even the niggas that don't want to make songs about coming together would make songs about coming together. That's where the money at. The same way that brother said, I don't want to make this violent song and change his stilo to be more violent to sell. Somebody would be like, damn, I got to figure out how to make this positive music. I got to figure out how to talk about black love. I got to figure out how to do that because that's the only ones that are getting the record deals. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
I was just gonna say what you're speaking on right now is tough and it's heavy. I was just listening to or watching a video the other day. Ice Cube talking same ones that own all these prisons.
Right.
And so pretty much what they're doing is they're pushing the rappers to rap about certain things, to gather people to do the same, to do violent things, and then end up in prison.
Right.
So the person that owns the record labels in the prison are getting paid to, when all these individuals get locked up, they're getting paid per individual.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, he's like, I'm not, although Ice Cube's music is kind of questionable.
Right.
But we gotta think about the fact of NWA.
Right.
They weren't talking about hoes and, you know what I mean? It was more of what was going on in the streets, the police violence,
Right.
the riots, you know what I
Right.
mean? The drugs in the streets. They weren't pushing violence at that time.
Right.
And I don't think Ice Cube is doing the same thing now. He's
Right.
doing that now, but he was speaking on that at, in this video that I seen. The same person that owns the record labels
Mm-hmm.
owns these prisons, and every time a black person or a brown person gets locked up, they get paid for it.
Exactly. Now they invest in it. Kanye West had put it in one of his songs. It's called CCE or something, CCP, something like that. He said it's the corporation, private corporation prison, something like that, prison corporation. But they definitely, you look into those companies, they made private prisons. And if you go to any business class, business 101, the first rule of business, let me see if Alexa give me the right answer. This is what I learned. Let's see if it's still true. Alexa, what is the most important rule of a business?
Here is an answer from an Alexa Answers contributor that I translated. The first business rule may vary depending on the specific context of the enterprise or industry. However, a fundamental rule of thumb is to ensure customer satisfaction. Meeting customer needs and expectations is essential to the success of any business. Did that answer your question?
No.
Thanks for your feedback.
Alexa, what does a business need to do to stay in business?
From TimeBusinessNews.com. Businesses must identify their target market, develop a product or service that meets that market's needs, find a way to price their product or service so that it is affordable to customers, and create a marketing strategy to reach those customers.
Okay, see, Alexa be kind of telling the truth, but the last part. Alexa, how important is profit to a business? I feel like Jeremy Muhammad, maybe.
From DinesFactory.com. Profit enables the business to grow, helps employee motivation, eases negotiations with banks, attracts investors, and gives clients and customers a confidence in business.
Alexa, stop. All right. When I took business class, they said the first thing that a business needs to do is make profit.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have to buy something for the cheap or have something that you get for cheap and sell it for high and make a profit. If you're not making profit, then your business is going to fail.
Right.
So how can you have a business investing in prisons? The way you make profit is more people going to jail. If people don't go to jail, you're not going to make a profit. And so that's why I believe it's called, Tajir Muhammad said, it's like a symbiotic relationship. One needs the other. So these businesses, the music industry needs the prisons and the prisons need the music. They go hand in hand. It's co-business. I forgot what the word is, like co-industry. You know, peanut butter and jelly industry go hand in hand. They help each other out. And that's the same way the music in the prison, what the sister was saying, is so true. And so we have to see these tricks, we have to see these lies, and we have to go around them. Go ahead, Yura.
That's really to extend that because that remind me of how back in the 90s, he's like right now, KRS-One is still well alive, still can rap, still can do all that. All of them back then that was doing it, but because of the record label and the influences that they had on the community,
Right.
they made it to where they don't even matter no more. Like everybody knows KRS-One is a pioneer rap,
Right.
but you ain't gonna sell out no arena like Drake or like Lil Durk. You know what I mean? And I was just a part of that, you know what I mean? Like they have taken crafty counsel against us and what they doing.
Right.
So,
Those are in Christ. Well, let's get back to these precepts. I think we were in Ephesians 4:4.
okay.
All right.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 4. There is one body and one spirit, even as ye are called in one hope of your calling.
Right. There's one body, one spirit. You know what I mean? One hope. That's what we need to have. One body, one spirit. That's what Christ died for. He died to unite the nation of Israel. I always say that. That was one of the coldest bars I heard Officer One Yala say. I always say it to this day. He said, Christians will tell you that Christ died for me. Christ died for me. He died for my sins. He died for me, blah, 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 blah. He said, nigga, Christ did not die for you. That's not what we teach in the UPK. Christ died for Israel, a nation of people. It wasn't just one person, you individually. Now you got the truth. You can keep moving. You can go on with your life and everything is all good. Nah, he died for the nation of Israel to come together, to unite and fulfill the prophecies that were told in the days of old. All right? Drop that and let me get 1 Corinthians 12 and 25. And then we're going to go back to the book of John. All right, the water.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 25.
Right, yep.
And it reads, that there should be no schisms, that there should be no schism in the body,
right,
but that the members should have the same care one for another.
Right. Alexa, what is the definition of a schism?
The noun, schism, can have a few meanings. 1, division or disunion, especially into mutually opposed parties. 2, the parties so formed. 3, a formal division within or separation from a church or religious body over some doctrinal difference.
All right, Alexa, stop. There should be no division, separation, a break within the body. You understand? A church splitting up, a religious institution splitting up. That's what your oppressor wants as well. That's what they do. They have a bunch of schisms, break-offs. That's all it means. You see a fake Israelite group leave the UPK, and then they leave that break-off group and start another group. That's a schism. Right? It's different splits and divisions. Y'all left the UPK because of this. You got this fake Israelite group. You didn't like each other. You hated each other. You had a break off and a split off to that. That's why. Somebody said, I see this too as well. Somebody said, somebody left initially over some chicken wings. They said, this brother got more chicken wings than I got chicken wings. And they felt offended and left the truth because of amount of chicken wings. These are the men you choose to follow. And you wonder why you left him, because you got with him. Imagine that. You know what I mean? I always, me and Uriah. Now, I'm going to put myself as the bad guy. This brother got too many chicken wings. So I'm about to leave. No, we're going to put it in some, okay. Me and Uriah, you're going to be a bad guy with me. Tazabah got too many chicken wings, and we didn't like it. I really didn't like it. Uriah wasn't tripping, but he rocked with me. I convinced Uriah to leave the truth because of what Tazabah got. Uriah come with me. What type of brother am I going to be to this brother if I left him over wings? I'm going to be a horrible brother to him. I'm not going to show him no type of brother because I left this brother over nothing. So eventually he's going to realize that this nigga is crazy. And this nigga is a a-hole. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to end up having to leave me damn near because what else can he do? You know what I mean? And I can't teach him how to be loyal because I'm not loyal. So he going to go and start another group. All the men that follow him don't have that same spirit of someone that left, and somebody that left someone else, and someone. So they wonder why they keep splitting off from each other. Is because you can't even tell me to be. You can't tell me to be loyal to you when you weren't loyal to the men before you. That's like you trying to raise your child and saying, son, you should never hit a woman, but you punch your wife, slap her up every night. Don't do that, son. Don't hit women. It's wrong. And you go back and do that. How the hell are you gonna raise him up to be that way when the only example you're showing him is this? It's not gonna work. You know what I mean? Somebody had. I might have talked too long. I forgot your point. Yeah.
I just was wondering if masculinate was a good example of a schism.
Oh yeah, yeah,
He skipped,
yeah,
changed, and reversed, and back forward. And
Yeah.
whatever.
he doing
Pretty
cartwheels.
much played, Uno in his own gameplay.
Right. Yeah, no, that's what is being talked about right here in the Bible. They're not supposed to do this. You can't come into the UPK in 1993 and say you're in the truth, then leave the UPK and then say you're still in the truth. One of the two has to be a lie. Either you were not in the truth when you was in the UPK, so don't add that to your years. Don't, I've been in the truth for 25 years, 30 years. Nah, nigga, you left, so that wasn't the truth, because why did you leave?
Right.
Or, you know what I'm saying, when you go into doing this thing, now you have to start from there. This is where you believe the truth is at now. Don't add in the years that you was here. So that is definitely a schism, a division. So read that verse again.
God. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 25.
Right,
That there should be no schisms in the body.
right. No division in the body. We just read that it's supposed to be one body, one baptism, one Lord, right? Should be no division. If you one body, your body doesn't, you don't tell your left hand to move up and it don't do it. It goes the other way. You got a problem if it's doing that. That's why they use these examples of being one body. You don't even think about it when you raise your hand. You don't say, right hand raise up. You just move it. You together, you united. That's how you're supposed to be. Man. And if you have an issue with your knee, everybody, you know what I mean? You cross that 30 mark, something going, the knee gonna hurt, the back, something, the knuckle, something is gonna hurt in that time of life. Because you got a bad kneecap, you don't cut your knee off. You don't chop your finger off because it's got an arthritis in it. You deal with that knee, you work with that knee. You go and try to get physical therapy on that knee. You understand me? But what you're not gonna do is get rid of it. So you being one body, is we supposed to stay together. We're supposed to work these things out.
That's right.
You know what I mean? We're not supposed to cut them off. All right. But yeah, it says no schisms in the body. Keep going.
God. But that the members should have the same care one for another.
Right. The same way you care about yourself is how you should care about your brother. Same way you care about, you know what I'm saying? Christ is how you should care about each other. All right. Let's see, is anything else on that? Let's see. Keep going. Verse 26.
God. Verse 26. And whether one member suffers,
Right.
all the members suffer.
Right.
With it.
Right.
Or one member be honored, all the members rejoice with it.
Right. And that's another example. You see somebody struggling or going through some things, they fighting demons. They say you should never look down on somebody unless you're trying to pull them up.
Right.
You can't even say, oh, this person is acting like this person is unbrotherly, this person is unsisterly, they doing this, they doing that, they got a bad attitude. Don't look down on them, just look down on them like something's wrong with them. Look down on them like, damn, something wrong with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we talk about that with Rick James. He said, oh, Rick James just stomped out our couch. Rick really needs some help. He said, yeah, we just gave Rick some help. We beat it. You know what I mean? Like, don't be that brother in the truth. You know what I mean? Be the brother that's like, damn, he really needs help. He need to go to rehab. This brother is got issues. He need help. You know what I'm saying? This sister needs help. She don't need to be hurt more. She need to be pulled up. And then I see two of them. Okay, we got two. But as you know what I mean? It's like if somebody explained it to me like this. It's like somebody drowning. Somebody that's in the truth, that's having issues, fighting demons. You got to look at them like somebody that's drowning. Right? If you go to save somebody, you in a boat, and they drown, and you grab them, what is it going to look like? It's going to look like, oh, hey, how you doing? They drown. It's going to look like they're going to get some water on you. They're going to splash you. They might start pulling you down. But they really trying to get out of the water. They're trying to get them out. So it looked like they harming you, but you got to remember your mission is to save them, to help them. You know what I'm saying? They might fight you back, but your job is to get them out of that damn water, not to push them down like, nigga, what you doing? I'm trying to help you. You fight me back. Nah, nigga, I'm drowning. That's all I know how to do is move my arms and try to stop dying. You know what I mean? That's how we got to look at each other. Go ahead, tell us about it. Get some. All right, sisters. And not to skip, but I almost forgot y'all had your hand raised this time. I'm usually good on it, but I thought I saw another brother raise his hand. I didn't forget.
So like you were saying about that, that just reminds me of the saying, don't pick them in when they're down.
Right.
You know what I mean? When they're down, you try to help them get up and do whatever it takes to help them get back on their feet. You know, keep kicking them. You know, you try to find a way to help them.
Yeah, I'm right.
If I may, sir, you spoke about Rick James.
Right.
And she said it's heavy because if you really think about it, the line that everybody says from Rick James is, excuse my word, is a health disorder. If you think about it, being in the world is like being on crack.
Right.
You know, eventually that's what actually took his life. Because he couldn't live with the addiction instead of finding the truth to get it clean. And I actually keep thinking the truth. And that's what's going to be clean.
Yeah, right. That is exactly the truth. Yeah, that brother definitely needed some help. You understand?
Okay. Go ahead.
About what you was talking about earlier. And the first thing I thought of is you don't throw away a car just because it got flat.
Yeah.
Sir, if I may, I tolerate it.
That's all right first. I don't know. We should have clapped for that one. Yeah, we should. Yeah, I'm right. We should. Yeah.
Hey, so like, so what you were saying about the lifeguard, or someone who's trying to save someone that's drowning, and I had a buddy who used to be a lifeguard, and he was telling me how when he jumped in the water and saved people plenty of times, but he said he panicking, don't know what to do, they dare jump on you and pull you under the water so they can be out, you know, just to get some air.
Right.
And he was like, he used to have to punch him in the side. And when he punched him there, drop their hands to their side.
Right.
And he used to punch him and just swim away. He's like, no, I still would have, I would punch him just so they had drop their hands and relax so I could grab him and swim too.
Right.
So he still saved him, but he still had to use it away under pressure.
So somebody blow my mind. Translate that to the truth. What's that punch on the rib? Let's see if anybody get it. Go ahead and talk about his hand first. What's that punch on the rib?
Just checking it, sir.
Yeah, I'm right. That's for the one way right there. You gonna have to check somebody, and that's out of love. You know what I'm saying? That's out of brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to check somebody, you know, and that's not out of order. If you're there to save them, that's what you're doing. It ain't just to exert your authority over it. Now, if you went to go save somebody, drown them, and every time you just punch them, you out of pocket. But if they about to pull you down, take you into something, nah, man, knock that off. That's not the way. Nah, this is not one way. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Take heed. This is what you need to do. I didn't think somebody was gonna get it. That's my first. All right, let's go back to John. John chapter 15, I believe we were around verse 15, 14.
13, I believe. 13, 14, that's right.
All right.
This is the
No, I think we up. Oh yeah. Oh, hold on. No, let's go. I think we up a little bit.
13, 13.
12. I think we stopped at 12. Yeah, we had 13.
This is the book of John,
Right.
chapter 15, verse 13.
Right.
Greater love have no man than this,
Right.
that a man lie down his life for his friend.
Right. I think we brought this one out last week as well. Greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Christ gave up his life. He died for us. So the same way we got to be a good friend for him, we're going to have to die for Christ. How do we die for Christ? How do we die for our King? Give it a shot. Go ahead, sis. Right. That's perfect answer. That's a default answer too to UPK. If y'all don't know yet, you know what I mean? That's some Captain Zaryak. If y'all don't know, default answer, you can never go wrong with law, statutes, and commandments in the UPK. I can't be hard pressed to find any question that you could not answer with law, statutes, and commandments in the truth. You know what I mean? But yeah, that definitely was the right answer. So,
If I may say the white man is the devil,
yeah, that's always the default. Them two right there, you can't go wrong. Let's see. Let's run that back. Read the precept again. Let's try that. Right.
This is the book of John, chapter 15, verse 13.
Right.
Greater love has no man than this,
Right.
that a man lay down his life for his friend.
Yep, you can definitely use that. The oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. How does that apply? Because you might have to put down your life to go to war to save your brother's life, man, against these oppressors. You might have to stop smoking weed for your brother because of these oppressors. They want you to smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? It goes hand in hand. And if you stop doing that, you're going to be following the law, statutes, and commandments. It all goes hand in hand. Them is the top two. You can damn near go right with any question with them two answers. But I ain't going to give you all the cheat codes. Go ahead.
That's it's like the public. That's what a lot of others do, man. You know what I'm saying? We owe Christ, so basically we give up our lives to Christ, man, by serving Him, sacrificing a lot of time with our family and our kids and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's how we give up your life. You know what I'm saying? You out there serving the Lord, out there in the streets, in the corners. You know what I'm saying? Feeding the homeless, like a lot of the brothers in the UPK do.
Mm-hmm. All the brothers in the UPK do. You understand? And if I may, and I'm just going to, I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. I heard Muhammad say a few things one time, like, he was just like, man, who in here don't want to get high? You know what I'm saying? Like, we all want to get high, but we don't do it because of each other. You know what I'm saying? And because of the love we have for each other. And now, me in the world, I never partook with. I smoked weed. I smoked a lot of weed. I never went past that. I never did no cocaine. But if I wasn't the truth, good night, Jeremy Hyman make it. God damn, he said it's delicious. He said snorting all the cocaine. It's delicious. I'm like, God damn, he better than the dope boy on the corner, man. Because I'm like, is it really that? God damn. But the people that was underneath that demon, apparently that shit is great. This shit they ain't sorry confusing language. They weren't selling that much if it was not good. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't pleasurable. But people have come out of that and given that up. And it's a strong addiction because of the love they have for each other. You know what I'm saying? There's no greater love than to lay down your life for your friend, for your brother. And that's, What'll help you is knowing that the oppressor is the devil. That'll help you get through that. Because it's like, you can't hate him and love him at the same time. Something gonna have to give. You can say all that with words that you hate the oppressor, but when you chopping up that powder, you don't hate him that much because he got it straight to your doorstep. He the one shipped it FedEx to your door. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you can't hate your oppressor and gangbang. You can't hate your oppressor and do all the other different sins that come with the Bible and go sleep with a white woman. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't add up. You can't hate them and love them at the same time. One's gonna have to give, man. If you truly love the Lord Christ, your brothers, like you say you do, then you're going to hate the other. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
If I may, sir, what you're saying is so heavy. When I first came into the truth, well, I don't want to say, there might be a chance I might go out to Canada. I might not come home.
Right.
But the way I took that is, it's like, wait, you saying you're going to pass away? Like, what does that mean? But what he meant was, by all means, you guys are here to protect each other. And that's something I'm learning moving forward. Now I couldn't understand what that means, but just that brotherhood of being there and being able to put yourself out there. And, if it comes down to protect your family and the brotherhood by all means, I understand that.
Right. That is something that we don't take lightly. And it seems, almost you would think it's just something that we just saying until you realize that the people in the world hate us. And General Muhammad also said it as well. He is so much on Shamar, on guard for Commander General Yohana because he reads the hate mail that Commander General Yohana gets.
Right.
We just think like if you come to a UPK event, you try to walk up to Commander Yohana, it's not going to be easy. You just can't walk up on him. You just can't walk up on a general. Somebody at guards going to stop you, hold you out. You know what I mean? Even high-ranking officers, captains, they just can't walk up on Commander Yohana. And you may be like, damn, who does he think he is? Or why are these guys so, on guard, especially Uraga. I had to tell him to calm down a little bit. He was getting in the fighting stance. He fresh out of Hebrew Academy. Like, they just stop him. Don't try to fight him. You know what I mean? That's Captain so-and-so. I mean, he's out of St. Louis. You know what I mean? The brother is a well-respected man. But anyway, the reason why we're like that is because we see how many people actually hate us. Like, there are people, it only takes a second, but somebody's watching our class tonight that hates us. Somebody's looking up at our camp speakers that hate us. Somebody's driving by the same way an oppressor went into a church. Am I making this up? You kill how many people? Exactly, but that one we talking about. Dylan Storm Roof killed how many black people? And did those black people hate Dylan Roof? What did they do to Dylan Roof? But before that, go ahead, you're right.
They asked him to pray with him.
I'm saying, before they even knew him, how did they feel about oppressors?
They loved him.
They did what?
They loved him.
They loved Dylan Roof, and what did Dylan Roof do? He killed 9 of them. We go out and say the white man is the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of. Every week, we tell them that their kids are going to get dashed against the stones. They deserve to die, be put in chains. They're nothing but two-legged dogs. They smell like animals. They blue-eyed devils. You understand what I'm saying? And you don't think they want to kill us?
Right.
You don't think they want us dead? They out there, man. We go out and put our lives on the line because we love black people and Hispanic people. Because we love Christ and we love the Lord, man. Lord, allow we make it home every week safe and sound. But you know what I'm saying? It would be glorious as well to die for our brothers, man. to die for our nation. And the only reason why they don't do it as of yet, and they rather go kill those 9 people in that church, see who can figure this one out. If you know your oppressor, why don't they want to come and shoot us up and rather go and shoot them up, the ones that say they love them? We're going to let the sisters take a shot for it, and we let the brothers. We're going to get to your breakdown, Malcolm Yah, and we're going to see what Kabaya had to say. I'm going to read your comment as well. All right, go ahead.
If I may, sir, because I want to say it's because they are a Christian church, it's a little easier for them to gain their trust.
Right.
Because they accept everybody.
Right.
But being in IGBK, we only accept people that's the truth.
Right. So that's correct. Somebody else that's 100% correct. So I'm not gonna. That's not exactly what I'm gonna say, but that's on point. That's it too. Go ahead.
I'm thinking it's because they know we're the chosen ones.
Right.
And because their time is coming, so they pick and choose their battles.
Okay.
I don't know if that's right.
You on to it too as well. So one thing to add to what they saying is that the oppressors like the weak. They like to go after the weak, the elderly, the children. They don't want to go after somebody that's going to give them an equal fight. This is why the police come with 15 police officers to pull one brother over, is because they are scared. So Dylan Roof, he didn't run on O Block. Why that devil didn't go to O Block? Why he didn't go to East Oakland? He didn't go to Brookfield strapped up, because he know them niggas is strapped up too. He not gonna go to jail and become the #1 white supremacist in prison and get Burger King. He's not making it out of Brookfield alive. He's gonna be dead too. You might have killed 2 niggas, but you're gonna be dead with them as well. So he goes to where there's innocent people at, and he can harm them. But that's another flip side. Now they actually say they want to start a civil war. That's another. I ain't even get into that. But go ahead. It's more to it. Why they don't want to harm us just yet?
Because they know the Christians is already corrupted to love their enemies.
Right.
And they don't want to go up against the men of war.
Damn right. You know what I mean? That's it. And the last thing I'm gonna add on to everything that y'all said, also the main reason why they don't want to attack the UPK and attack brothers in the truth is because if they kill me at camp, where is that gonna be at? It's gonna be on the news. It's gonna be on CNN. It's gonna be all over the country. And you know how many more men are going to want to come into the truth because they see this white man be who he is. How many brothers in the school is going to go that much harder for the truth because they saw one of their brothers get murdered by the oppressor? All they're going to do by killing one of us or 10 of us is turn us into martyrs. You understand what I'm saying? And if I may, if somebody can send me one more time, we're going to close this class out. But they're going to turn you to a martyr. And what is the definition of a martyr too? It's a lot. We're going to get these brothers' questions real quick. A martyr, how do you spell that? Martyr definition. That's what Christ was. A martyr, a person who is killed because of their religious or other beliefs. What does martyrized mean? So basically, Christ was a martyr. He died because of the things he believed and the things that he taught. And him dying caused his men to go and do more work and cause the truth to grow and spread like wildfire. That's what the UPK literally was founded on. They killed Abba Bivens, and the men decided to go harder for the work of the Lord because of that. So they like, man, let's just go kill some Christians that ain't gonna do nothing about it. They still gonna love me. They still gonna hug me. I'm gonna still get my objective, and they not gonna do nothing about it. If they come and harm one of us, we're gonna be all over the news. That's like free publicity, man. This is gonna be like you're gonna see so many people coming to the truth after that. It's gonna be ridiculous. So that's why that brother said it's an honor and a blessing. Brotherhood is a weapon, man. To die for my brother, it's an honor and a blessing. Like, you know what I mean? All right, go ahead, sis, and then Patas, we're gonna get into these questions.
If I may, sir, that's why they have us fighting each other within ourselves. That's why they have different Israelite groups fighting amongst each other.
Right.
Because they're going to corrupt ourselves and destroy ourselves within,
Right.
opposed to them having to step in and handle it. And that's where the purpose is.
Damn right. Damn right.
If I may, sir.
Right. Go ahead, up.
Real quick, just on that Dylan Booth situation, you know, a lot of us, you know, we like, we just went there, we just shout at the church. But a lot of people fail to realize is that, what they fail to realize is that devil was in that church for over 2 hours.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So he probably, you know, raped some sisters or, you know, they do wickedness. And
You
it's
tell
just,
me. Okay.
you know what I
You
mean?
said after he did the killing?
You know, I'm saying
Or
like,
before or
the whole
whatever.
time being in there. You know what I mean? He walked in with a purpose. And I know, you know, just, you know, knowing brothers and how people act on the street. When brothers come to take you out or come to do something, they don't wait too long to get it going.
Damn.
And for him to be in that church for over 2 or 3 hours with them, man, you know what he did. You know what I mean? Because they're vulnerable.
Man, if I may, the brother Kabad said, this is ridiculous. He said, Salaki, if I may, I called a cousin I haven't spoken to in over 15 plus years. We put it on the screen so everybody can see it too. The brother said he was changing his life and going back to church. I told him the white man is the devil, and he cussed me out. And that we see this all the time at camp. So Kabad, you know, he's well equipped for this.
Right.
A Christian will come up to us and tell us we're teaching hate because we don't like the white man or the oppressor. And what is he going to say? I'll kill every last one of you niggas. That same Christian will threaten everyone's life, shoot everybody from Judah all the way down to Issachar and 12 times. That same Christian will try to harm you because they full of demons. So the brother in his mind, he thinks he's doing right. He's trying to change his life, stop getting high or whatever you want to do. But when you tell him the truth of this Bible, the demon comes out because it's going to force him to change. You're really telling him that he's going to have to really change. Being a Christian, you don't want to really change. You want to kind of change. You want to put on the show. You want to put on the front. It looks good for everybody. You know, I don't smoke in public no more, but I smoke in private. You know what I'm saying? I don't openly deal with white women, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you don't do all your stuff on the low now, and you still won't be the same way. But when you tell them about this truth, you start to question reality. You know what I mean? And that's when you want to fight back. But at the same time, Kabah, you know, you admonish the brother, try to correct him, still show him some brotherhood. Maybe he'll hear you out. Maybe he's just drowning. You might be able to pull him out. If not, after a couple, 2 or 3 times, you wipe your shoes off, dust off your feet, and go your way and let that brother find out himself that the oppressor is the devil. He's going to find out one way or the other. Let this World War III start popping off. He's going to find out. Go ahead, let's get this. What you got?
He put it up in comments.
Okay, go ahead.
He said, and I said, if my religion teaches him, and said, if my religion teaches him to hate the oppressor, he wants nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
I was kind of glad because I knew a traitor to his people wouldn't be going to camp with the brothers.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta wipe the dust off your feet. That was a precept I had tonight. We'll try to get to that one. But you understand what I'm saying? Like, he said, if you hate the oppressor, you don't want nothing to do with me. I'm the actual blood relative. I'm somebody that would jump in front of a bullet for you, no questions asked. And these are the people that will put a bullet in you, no questions asked. But Hey, you find out on your own. Sometimes that's why you gotta wash your hands of that type of stuff. All right, but let's go ahead and get this brother's question real quick. Let's get Deuteronomy chapter 23 and verse 7 through 8. This is Matamia. If you can type, is there anything specific about this breakdown? This is classic precept. A lot of our enemies try to pull on us. They try to use. They think they're gonna cut the UPK. They gonna that's an aha moment. They try to I got you. So if you want to type anything about this question specifically, we can go ahead and start breaking it down. But you can ask me while we break it down.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, verse 7.
Right.
Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite.
Thou shalt not what?
Abhor an Edomite.
Right. Alexa, what is the definition of abhor?
The verb abhor is usually defined as to regard with extreme repugnance or aversion, detest utterly, loathe, abominate.
Right. All right. So when they hear this word abhor, a lot of people just says to hate, right? So it says that we shall not hate an Edomite. Abhor. Let me look it up right here. Definition is regard with disgust and hatred, to loathe, despise, right? So read it again.
Thou shalt not despise an Edomite.
Well, no, read it. It says,
Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite,
uh,
for he is thy brother.
right,
Thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian, because thou wast a stranger in his land.
right. So one, when people read this blank value, they hear, okay, you're not supposed to have any hatred or dislike for Edomites because he's our brother. You go throughout the Bible, it's 100 different precepts. Does anybody have this Zondervan Bible Dictionary? Matter of fact, somebody grab the Zondervan Bible Dictionary real quick and look up Esau or Edom. Look up Edom, the definition of Edom, right? So there's 1,000 precepts in the Bible that say Esau is the one that the Lord has hated. David in the book of Psalms says, I hate thee with I hate them that hate thee with a perfect hatred. You understand what I'm saying? Like, abhor in this context is not saying you cannot dislike white people. It's saying you shall not abhor an Edomite. It's an action. We cannot go and just kill Edomites because they're Edomites. You can't go and harm Edomites just because they're Edomites. All right, go ahead and read. You got it?
Sir. This is the definition of Edom. Edomite. The nation and its people who were the descendants of Esau.
Right.
He founded the country, so his name is equated with Edom.
Right, exactly, right.
Verse 2, the country was also called Seir, or Mount Seir, which was the name of the territory in which Edomites lived.
Right. Anything else on that? It says, get to the part where it says prophetically. Let's see if it says that. Let's see if it's either. If it's not there, then it's going to be under Esau. It says prophetically, this nation. Okay. Go to Esau real quick, Bible check. If it's not there, double check.
Start talking about.
It should say no mercy. a lot on there, huh? No sweat. That's what we're gonna have to highlight it as well too. If we find it, that's what we should do. Bring that out to camp. But that's another thing I always forget too. I know we got young men and you know, brothers online. This is what I always came up in the truth. It's mandatory in the UPK. The UPK starter kit is King James Version Bible, the Apocrypha, and your Zondervan Bible picture, the Compact Bible Dictionary, Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. You know what I mean? Those are your UPK starter kit. You want to have that if you're online, if you come into class. Those are the things that you need to have. You got it? Go ahead.
She is the only neighbor of the Israelites.
Go up a little bit before that. Anything say prophetically?
Edom fighters, prominently in the prophetic scripture,
Right.
as the scene of great future judgment.
Right. East Edom is a lot of the prophets talked about future judgment was going to happen to Edom. That's what they said was going to come to Edom. All these different things. Obadiah talked about it. Jeremiah talked about it. Isaiah talked about it. All these different prophets talked about the things that's going to happen to Edom. All right, keep going.
She is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from God.
Right. The Edomites are the only people that were not given any promise of mercy from the Most High God. You know what I mean? The children of Esau. And there could be no other nation on earth that has done this much to deserve no mercy than your oppressor. There's nobody else that adds up to being that in the Bible, right? So let's go back to where we were at in Deuteronomy. It says, thou shalt not abhor an Edomite. All it is saying is that we should not attack these people for having their light skin or blue eyes or blonde hair or whatever. That's what we're not going to actively hate them with an action, because they hate us with an action. They have a perpetual hatred for us. Somebody give me that, Ezekiel 35:5. You can drop that in Deuteronomy, right? All right. Their hatred comes with action. The hatred they have for us, they do things based on that hatred, just like Dylan Storm Root, right? And so, I remember General Hine as well. He said, "How can you say that we hate white people, even in the UPK? Like, we work at your stores, we drive your Ubers, we cut your grass. Like, we don't do anything to you people. You understand what I'm saying? All we do is pray to our God to deliver us from being underneath you people. Now, what's wrong with that? You know what I mean? All we ask for is justice from the Lord for the things y'all have done against us. All right, go ahead.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 5.
Right.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
Right. Esau. Go over verse.
Does
it say Esau in there? 34 verse 4. Let's see. No. Go up to verse 2. Right, just so we know.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 2. Son of man, set thy face against Mount Zion.
No, Mount Seir.
Mount Seir.
He's trying to change the truth of God into a lie. He's trying to destroy Israel.
Right.
No, Mount Seir. You just read that in the Zondervan. You know what I'm talking about. But you know, in the Zondervan, they said Mount Seir is the name for Esau. Mount Zion always represents Israel. Mount Seir represents Esau. Same way you could say anything, you know, with our community today. We'll say, oh, the Oakland Coliseum represents East Oakland. Like, a landmark represents your area, your neighborhood. That mountains that we had in our area represented our nation, right? What is it?
If I may, sir, at my job, one of the facilities we have, it's called Mount Zion.
Okay.
And I didn't know where that term came from until you just said that. So
Right.
I'm actually processing on this because, wow, that's kind of deep.
Yeah, Mount Zion was where we worship that. Zion was the hill or area above Jerusalem that we said, you know what I mean, it represents our kingdom, our people. So you'll hear a lot of churches called Ebenezer, Mount Zion, Baptist Church, and all this because they're trying to identify with the Israelites in the Bible. You know what I mean? So that's how we was. Go ahead.
So we also say that would be like holy ground.
Right. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. All right.
So this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 2.
Right.
Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against
So
it.
he's talking about the Esau, the Edomites, the children of Edom, right? Read verse 5.
Found time, because thou hast a perpetual hatred and has shed the blood of the children of Israel.
The children of Esau abhor Israelites. They abhor us.
Right.
They have a perpetual hatred against us, and they have done what with their hatred?
Have shed the blood of the children of Israel.
You see what I'm saying? So that's the difference between us and them. We don't abhor Edomites because we don't harm them. We don't kill them. And if anybody had the reason to do it, it would be us. They have no reason to want to kill us. Like, that's how you know we're the Lord's chosen people. And we're a righteous nation. And that the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. Because after all the evil they've done to us, we as a nation don't do anything to them. We haven't done anything to them but work for them for 400 years and they hate us. We haven't done anything to them but walk home with some Skittles in our hand and they murder us. We haven't done anything to them but ask them, can you move your boat out of the goddamn way so these people can park their boat and get off and go home? But they have a perpetual hatred. They want to kill us. They want to jump us. They want to destroy us. We say, can we come from Guadalajara and cross the border and work in a field for $2 a day? And they hate you for it. They have a perpetual hatred and they kill us and they murder us for it, man. We do not abhor Edomites, man. The Lord, Salah, go ahead. The Lord abhors Edomites though, for sure. He's going to do something to them for this.
Man, if you look at the news and stuff, it's more of them killing each other than anybody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've been seeing the news today over here in somewhere this biker bar in California. They just shot up the whole restaurant off on spaghetti night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, what?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Most
Yeah,
times,
right. Right. All right. Yeah, they gonna get into it too. In these last days, you're gonna see more and more of them fighting against each other too as well. That's the main issue. Yeah, Ukraine. Yeah, the Russian whole World War III is gonna be Esau against Esau uniting with China versus Esau uniting with other. It's all gonna go down. You know what I mean? Go ahead, sis, real quick. And then I gotta answer this brother's other question real quick.
I may say, just to show what I mentioned earlier, you know, with one of my facilities being called Zion,
Right.
they are, where I work, they represent Catholics.
Right.
So, that's actually pretty deep. I actually would look more into that. Is there any way to maybe touch a little bit more on, the title of Zion, so I can understand a little better?
Yeah, we can do that right now. Matter of fact, if you can use the full validation. Matter of fact, no, we'll use the Cowback one for now. So you can look up Zion in the Zion event, Zion, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pull this precept for the brother real quick while you find that. So the brother he said he wanted to see if there's any precepts. Can I get what was the question? A scripture that said Yahweh Shai left in the chariot. Let's see, Luke chapter 24. So Luke chapter 24 and verse 50. We'll start there. Let me see if
You want me to read it, sir?
yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 24, verse 50. And he led them out as far as to Bethany. And he lifted up his hands and blessed them.
Right. What? No, but where you at? No, you in Luke, right?
Luke, sir.
Okay. But you got Zion too.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
yeah, okay, hold on, okay. All right, go ahead.
Verse 51.
Yeah.
And it came to pass, while he blessed them, he was parted from them and carried up into heaven.
Right, so this one is saying that Christ, after he was resurrected, he came back, he dealt with his disciples, he talked to them. I think he was there for about 40 days, and he was teaching them and explaining all these different things, and then he was parted from them. Go to Acts chapter 1 and verse man, you know me, sometimes I wouldn't go over there. This is one of my favorite precepts, Acts 1 and 6. Let's go to verse 8.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 1, verse 8.
Man, go to verse 6, man. I got too close. I got to put it. It's a lot.
Right. This is the book of Acts, chapter 1, verse 6.
Right.
When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom of Israel?
Restore the kingdom of China,
the kingdom to Israel,
Africa,
to Israel,
Europe,
to Israel,
East India,
to Israel,
the Arabs.
to Israel.
The disciples came after Christ had resurrected, brought back to life, teaching them. They was thinking, man, is this the time he's going to come and restore the kingdom to Israel? This is what they've been waiting for, and this is what they knew Christ was teaching. That's what it was about. Christ was supposed to bring the kingdom back to Israel, put us back in power, put us back on top. Keep going.
Verse 7. And he said unto them, it is not for you to know.
No, he said the kingdom is for all nations.
It is not for you to know.
So he didn't deny what they were asking. He said it's not for you to know. You're going to find out when the kingdom's going to be restored, when it's revealed to you through the Lord's doing.
Right.
You understand me? But the kingdom is supposed to be restored to Israel. But keep going.
The time or the season which the Father hath put in his own power.
Keep going.
Verse 8. But ye shall receive power after that the Holy Spirit is come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses unto me both in Jerusalem and in all Judea and in Samaria and unto the uttermost part of the earth. Verse 9.
Right, keep going.
Verse 9. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight.
Right. And so that's when he was taken up into the clouds, and the clouds were the chariots, and that's how you know that Christ was taken up in the chariot. And I just had a precept too. I just had this the other day. I think it's in the book of Psalms. Let's see if I can come across it real quick. But it's a precept to show that the chariots are the clouds. Psalms 90. I'm not gonna take y'all time too much. On this. First, I have it on my phone. Psalms 104 and 3.
Come on time. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 104, verse 3.
Mhm.
And it reads, Who laid the beams of his chambers in the waters? Who maketh the clouds his chariots? Who walketh upon the wings of the wind?
Right. That's the Lord makes the clouds his chariots. And so that's how you know, that the clouds and the chariots are, they go hand in hand. That's when it says Christ was lifted up in the cloud. It's another way of describing the chariot. I mean, not something that the rainwater is coming out of. It's something that he was, you know, carried off in. All right.
Come on time.
All right. So yeah, hopefully that answers the brother's questions. I think we got through everything. Let's go to Zion now for the sister as well.
Come on time. This is the definition of Zion. One of the hills on which Jerusalem stood. It is the first mention in the Old Testament as the Jebusite fortress. David captured it and called it the city of David.
Right. So Jerusalem was known as the city of David. It's one of the hills that they had in the city of Jerusalem. So Zion will represent Jerusalem. I'm trying to think, is there anything like that that we do today that we can identify with, I don't know, Hollywood Hills represent LA, that Hollywood sign. Just certain landmarks, you know what I mean? The Golden Gate Bridge, you talking about Frisco, you know what I mean? It's just certain things. The Statue of Liberty, what comes to your mind when we talk about the Statue of Liberty? What city is that?
New York is where,
Right, exactly.
if I'm correct, sir,
Right.
is that where the headquarters is?
Right. So, Statue of Liberty, New York City. Mount Zion, Jerusalem. That's how you know what we're talking about. It was a big thing in where we were at, and that's why when you say that, you know what you're talking about. Talking about Jerusalem. Is there anything else on that one? I'll give me in there definition.
Pretty much that's it, sir.
Okay. Yeah, well, it's more like you go to Zondervan, it'll break it down more and explain as well. We got a Zondervan Bible. It goes more in depth on this big one. That's just a smaller version of it, so it can explain. But we can, you know, maybe if you remind me next week, we'll go more into it. But I'll get some more precepts in the Bible to bring out as well. All right.
And if I may, sir, just with you, I was able to mention that the video rock that you just named it, and people know what it is. Mount Rushmore.
Right.
They got, everybody knows who they hear that name, they're okay, that's where the oppressors got their face stitched in the heel.
Right.
So like,
Nah, that's heavy point because that's where Jerusalem is saying where he put his name at. He put his stamp on this city. This is the city of David. It's the city of God, and that's where Mount Zion. So you even hear a lot of slaves talking about they want to get to Mount Zion. Shoots. Lauryn Hill, everybody know that song, Marching to Zion. You know what I mean? That's one of my favorite songs. Why I named my son Zion. You know what I mean? Like that song, people always say that Mount Zion was like the future of Mount Zion was like the kingdom of heaven, basically. So a lot of people talk about it in that sense, like we're getting to Mount, we're going back to Mount Zion. We left Mount Zion, we got to get back to Mount Zion. We got to get back home. We got to get back to the kingdom of heaven. When you see Jerusalem coming down from the clouds and landing, you know what I'm saying, it's a city. Give me that one real quick, and then we're gonna close it out after this. I think it's Revelations 21. If I'm not mistaken, somewhere there. Let me see if that's right. 21. Let's see. Revelation 6, 2.
Not verse 10.
What does it say?
And he carried me away in the spirit to the great high mountain.
No. I'm trying to. So let me type it in. See. So, see, I'll be knowing it, but I'll be skipping over it. 21 and 2. I'll probably look right at it, look around. I was in the wrong spot. I want to make sure it's marked off here. Revelation 21 and 2.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 2. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adored for her husband.
Right, so that's the vision John was having in Revelations, seeing the kingdom. He's viewing it as a new Jerusalem, the city of God, Mount Zion, coming down from heaven and being a place where we're going to be in rulership and running the kingdom on earth. You know what I mean? So that was a vision. And that's a precept that we say that heaven is on earth. You know what I mean? It's coming to the earth. It's not someplace you go to after. So that's all that goes hand in hand. But, anybody got anything else? Questions or comments? We'll just go ahead and close out. So sweat the water for y'all showing up. Water for everybody online. So our class, y'all know I love chopping it up with everybody, man, going back and forth. Y'all make the class really come alive, man. 'Cause I know it's hard, man. I gotta get my schedule, get up here more during the week, man. I know when brothers be here teaching class 1, 2 deep, it's different, you know what I mean, than when it's just a full class. So I know I done had a few when I was out here, young officer, talking to the camera. You be like, I'm not losing my goddamn mind. I'm talking, ain't nobody there. I don't know, man. I'm just talking. But it's different when you get to talk back and people get to go back what you add to the class. You know what I mean? So the water, yo, right? Go ahead.
One for fire class.
Most High Christ. Most High Christ. I'm gonna tell you how while y'all aside for the men above me, Commander Jimmy, you know, all the wise men that taught me, raised me up. All right.
Men of Israel, that concludes the class. Men of Israel, Mazda, which means the same. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amadu Shabbat, Amadu Barak, how about Shim Yahweh Shabbat Rakatah? That's in the top. Saul, faithful sisters, Amadu, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters that's in the class and maybe online. Men of Israel, Amadu Shabbat, Amadu Barak, Yahweh Shemar Adam B'Hashim Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Matah, dismissed. That's like Messiah.